thank you for coming on, Richard. Everybody, I got my client Richard on Zoom with us today. And yeah, and I appreciate your time, Richard.
Oh, Tank,
So
it's my pleasure to be able to share my take on things. So thank you so much for the opportunity.
awesome, man. Did you guys have a nice Christmas and New Year's?
Christmas and New Year's. In the midst of the abnormal, we tried to have some kind of normalcy. So we
Yeah.
did. We got a chance to spend some time together and see a little bit of our family, not as much as we typically do, and got away for a few days for a little bit of skiing. So we tried to make it a
Oh,
white
nice,
Christmas as much as possible.
nice. Where did you go to ski?
Massanutten, and we try to do that every 5 years. So
Nice.
it just lucky enough it kind of hit us in the midst of the pandemic, but had a good time. Only spent really 2 days. Got in, got out, did what we needed to do, created a memory, and we're back home getting ready for school.
That is awesome. Yeah, I was supposed to go skiing a couple of weeks ago, actually, in Vermont for the first time. So unfortunately, I didn't get to go because everything I was telling you about. But yeah, no problem at all. Well, hey, again, I really appreciate your time. This means a ton, especially when you come on. It helps out with my business for sure. So Richard, I recently helped Richard sell his home over here in Portsmouth, Virginia.
Yes,
So, and this was last month, right before Christmas. So perfect timing.
perfect time. A great Christmas gift.
Yeah, right. So yeah, Richard, if you could, if you could give me a little bit about your experience previously before, when you obviously this was the first home you sold, right? But
So this is the first home that my wife and I have sold. That's right.
okay,
And we've purchased homes, but as
yep,
far as
yeah,
selling, first experience. So um, try to do it on our own with a for sale by owner.
mhm.
We had a couple of hooks pulled and a couple of fish on our hooks and just
It,
wasn't able to seal the deal. So
it
we
happens.
it
That
does. But we got the right angler. We got the super agent Tane to come in
happens.
uh, and kind of make things happen for us. So I
Awesome,
tell you,
awesome.
Tane, I haven't um, in dealing with agents. You have been a very um, it's almost making business pleasurable. It was no striving. It was no headaches. It just made things a lot easier than what we've had experience with before. So I can't say anything but thank you for that.
That is very awesome. Thank you so much, Richard, and I appreciate it. Things like this is what makes me take pride in my work. I love being able to see me making a difference, essentially. So, um, yeah, you're about to say?
Yeah. So what I was gonna say is, so you didn't know, but I'm telling you now, you're gonna be just our agent. Like you're gonna be our super agent from now on. So
Thank you.
and, and that's so when we deal with folks in business, you want to deal with somebody who you like, who you trust, and who you know.
Mhm.
And if we're giving testimonials, let's just be upfront that you're likable, you're trustworthy, and now that we know you, we want you to handle future endeavors as much as we possibly need. But it was a good experience, Tane, and I appreciate your help.
Yeah, no problem at all, Richard, and I really appreciate you saying that. Let me ask you this. So, obviously, you guys tried selling on your own, and I don't think we never really got more in depth about it. But can you give me a little idea of why you decided, try to sell on your own, and exactly like how the experience was? I know most of the times when the homeowners I help out, usually they're trying to sell on their own to save some money. And I don't know if that's the same boat that you guys were in. I don't blame you if that's the case. But if you can give a little idea on what that thought
Oh
process
yeah.
was.
Oh look, that's no question.
Yeah,
Everyone's trying
right.
to save a dollar.
Of course, right?
So
So that was the number one factor you would say, right?
it was, and if we were able to close the deal, obviously we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. But when you're not used to dealing with certain things, and I'm really learning this right now, or I guess the lesson is kind of getting sealed in. When you want something done, you want to find somebody that can do it right. So um, yeah, you're that guy.
Thank you, man. Um, and if you recall, so initially you were trying to sell on your own, and then eventually you explored other options, such as even working with like I think it was a flat fee service, right? Was it?
Mm, I want to say that it was. Now, my wife has a memory like you wouldn't believe, so she'll be able to give more details. But
We lost it on video.
yeah, my phone just timed out.
Oh, okay.
So,
No worries, no worries. Locked you out.
but yeah, my wife would be able to give better details as far as that particular aspect of it. Um, we just ran into some issues with, and just to go into detail, the first couple that we had, it was an interesting situation. I believe we probably would have closed that one if uh, the wife was in the States. She was in Europe handling business. So the
Ah,
gentleman, the husband, was basically shopping, shopping for two.
gotcha.
So that was a unique situation right there. So just didn't
Yeah,
work out that way. Second person that we had on, um, it was a little bizarre. It was a little different. Um, just just poor communication on both sides, probably. I think that was the main issue with that situation. Um,
gotcha. And
so that's the best I could give you right there,
yeah,
Tang.
no problem at all. No problem at all. And then if you can recall, like throughout the experience, one of the things that I try doing in this industry is solving little problems that I see everywhere. Coming from my IT background, I try to fix problems, little problems that makes a huge difference, right? And one of the things I see in our
True.
industry is really communication, right? Because a lot of the times what happens is the lack of communication on the realtor's end gives gives it a bad experience almost. Would you say, do you recall throughout the time when we had the home listed up for sale? My process is every Friday I give everybody an update of what's going on around the home and the market. Can you get, do you recall that?
I do. I do. I recall also telling my wife that, man, Tang is just really keeping tabs on everything, and that's the comfort that you want when you're selling a home. You want, if you're turning over an asset, you want to know that it's being taken care of the proper way. So I would say that was definitely one of those comforting things, knowing that you kept us involved, you kept us informed, and what more can you ask for? So
Yeah.
that definitely, that communication piece was definitely there, and it made the transaction, it just made everything go easier.
Awesome. Awesome. Love to hear that. And what would you say you like and appreciate the most about working with me?
Ah, that you like my jokes, Tane.
That's funny.
Yeah.
What, Symphony doesn't like them?
You know what? You know what? Sometimes I got timed out again. Sometimes, you need someone to appreciate a different perspective. No, I would just say that making business not so businessy. Does that make
Gotcha.
sense?
Yep, no, totally makes sense. That's what I strive for. I try to make it a fun experience as much as I can.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
throughout the process, things are going to pop up, as you experienced it as well. And it's part of
right.
my job to make sure that I'm keeping things together and keeping everything composed and making sure you get a fair deal out of everything, right? Because like our
Yeah,
deal was delayed by a little, and I was able to get money covered for the month to keep this moving forward to benefit you as much as possible. Because this is a stressful process overall.
it can be.
So,
It can be. So I'm going to ask you a question now. What did I give you? What name did I give you in the process of all of this?
oh, the handler.
That's it. You
Yeah.
are the handler, Jane. When we ran into an obstacle, and if I couldn't do it, guess what? You were right there and you handled it. So that's what an agent does. They
Yeah.
handle things.
Yeah.
Handle that. Take care of
Yeah.
that. And that's what a customer wants. That's what anyone who's dealing with business. If you have someone who's a mediator, you want them to handle that. And Tane, you're the handler. You're forever the handler for me. That's for sure.
Yeah, man. I was trying to think of a nickname in basketball. I don't, was Gary Payton the glove or the handler?
Gary Payton was he was the glove.
The glove. Okay. Here's the last thing in my head. I'm like, was that Gary Payton's nickname? I couldn't remember exactly. But anyways, what would you say to somebody? Because a lot of the times in our industry, the the bad reputation has been built through, you know, like the pressuring sales, right? So a lot of people have a bad pretty much representation of what agents are supposed to be, right? So what
Right.
happens a lot of times is people are borderline about using somebody's services, even such as myself, that's very upfront, right? And try to provide value as much as possible. They're really not too sure. So what would you tell somebody that's possibly considering hiring me and using our services?
Oh, let's see.
By the way, Richard, your video is still out.
Is it right now?
Yeah, it's still out. Figured to let you know. There we go.
Am I good now?
Yep, you're good.
Okay, gotcha. I'm glad we got that fixed before I go into this. So, you know, if I was sharing with someone that was getting ready or that needed an agent, and they say, you know, who would you recommend? I would say, you know what, you need to really give this guy Tane a call. Tane obviously sold our home, and he made a hard process easy.
Awesome.
What more could you ask for when someone says, hey, you know what, no headaches, it was done. I mean, everything that he possibly could do on his end, he did it and made it easy. So that's what the advice that I would give someone if they were asking me about Tane.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Richard. I think that's a great way to cap it. Well, anyways,
Yeah.
I really appreciate your time coming tonight, especially it's 8 o'clock right now. So I know you were out all day with the family, so it's much appreciated you coming on for sure.
Okay. Look, I want you to know I appreciate you, and I appreciate you asking me to be a voice. So let's
We'll definitely
let's
stay
go,
in
Tane.
touch, Richard.
Absolutely,
Take care,
absolutely. I
sir.
appreciate you, Tane. Take
Thank
care.
you so
Happy
much
New Year,
again.
my friend.
Same to you, my friend. Bye.
Yes, sir. Bye bye.